On this day alone, Americans spent an estimated $3.5 billion shopping online.
Black Friday deals are lasting longer than ever before.
It's fun. It's something I do with my mom, and I don't know, just love it.
Retailers are offering steeper discounts than ever before. They're also extending the deals past Black Friday.
I found the perfect store where you can bring your cash and you can leave your dignity. It's just fantastic.
The first thing I think everybody needs to do is really commit to auditing their finances and their spending throughout the year, at least a couple times a year, and understand where the leaks are. Plugging the leaks inside your budget is essential. And every time you do that, you'll find that it's a lot easier than you think to discover $500 or more by just eating out less, right? By just purchasing less online, by cutting those subscriptions, focusing on your needs, not your wants, being less consumer brainwashed. And that extra $500, if let's say you spent $10,000 on your credit card and you were attempting to pay that back by just paying the minimums each month of $250 a month, you would end up spending over $11,600 in interest, and it would take 87 months to pay that $10,000 balance back. Well, that's the cost of this ATV. You could buy 2 of them and still have money left over if you were just willing to delay the gratification. But yet, how many people do you know? Maybe you're one of them. You just can't help yourself. You can't resist the temptation of the lifestyle contribution now. So you go out and you do it. Well, folks, I'm 45 years old. I made over $1 million a year for 2 years in a row before I ever purchased a vehicle that cost me over $30,000. I've made a ton of sacrifices along the way, and I still try to every chance I get, while still closely analyzing my budget to determine where I can afford these tremendously fun gadgets and gizmos by still staying way within my means and contributing by far the majority of the earnings that I bring in towards additional investments, right? But the first step is to pay the debt off, because if you were to find an extra $500 and make a $750 minimum payment instead of $250, that debt would be paid off in about 1.5 years, 19 months. And you would drop that interest of about $11,600 at a 25% interest rate on a credit card, which is almost getting low, unfortunately. We're seeing interest rates above 30% now. You would knock that down by almost $10,000, a little shy of $10,000. You'd end up spending about $1,800 in interest instead. And if you were able to audit yourself and really cut back on things you didn't need and find $1,000 to where you're making $1,250 payments, now all of a sudden that interest is cut down to closer to $1,000, and you're saving yourself another almost $800 per month. So I would rather pay my credit card off in 9 months by spending $1,000 less every single month, wouldn't you? And then I get to take that money and start investing it. And if I just took $500 a month and put that away, dollar cost average it, and invest it at only a 7% return, which is pretty conservative. You can get much higher returns if you're willing to take a little bit bigger risks. And when those pay off, they a lot of times end up covering your losses far faster, and you're able to build your wealth that much more quickly. But if you're being conservative at only a 7%, you're going to be at about $86,000 over a 10-year period of time. Is a $10,000 purchase worth 86 grand when it's just going down in value? Probably not. Over 20 years, you'll have over $250,000. Over 30 years, you'll have over $600,000 if you let it compound at 7%. If you were to double that, find $1,000 and invest that, and you're still keeping the $250 of a minimum payment you were making, mind you, and you're only taking that extra $1,000 and using it to invest, well, now you can double all of those values, right? Over $170,000 over 10 years, over $500,000 over 20 years, and $1.2 million that would be added to your net worth, to your nest egg, after 30 years. Guys, the questions you need to be asking yourself involve is the trade-off worth it, right? Is it worth it for me to just have what I want now? Or can I delay that gratification and wait a little bit longer? Because here I am at 45 and I can afford to buy an ATV many, many times over with my own money. And it doesn't affect my financial future at all by using that money and that cash to buy it outright and not finance it. The RV I own, right? That's paid for in cash. My dream Jeep. I just had my dream vehicle come across my desk. I love this car so much and this thing is showroom ready. Well, lucky for me, my taste isn't that expensive. It would cost me $56,000 to buy it cash. Luckily, I was able to finally get that rental property sold, got a nice chunk of change for that. I've held it on for 21 years. I'm going to pay a lot of taxes and I'm going to invest the vast majority of it. But if I took $56,000 of those proceeds and I paid for that cash, it wouldn't affect a lot. And yet, even after drooling over the listing many, many times, I've been on there dozens of times looking at it, having friends encourage me to do it, saying, I've earned it, you deserve this. I still am able to look at Jessica and we have conversations, say, hey, we're okay. We already drive your dream Jeep, which is now her dream Jeep. You have a toy like this that you can have fun with. Is it the most expensive? Are there others that I like that cost more? Of course, I would want others that cost more. But I'm able to restrain myself now. Not always, but now. And I've built my way up to this. It takes changing your habits and realizing that the small expenses that you're paying for, like those Amazon boxes, like dining out, that stuff adds up. It adds up. And as you start making progress, first and foremost on paying off your high interest debt so that you can consistently invest, I think you start to develop new habits. You break the old bad habits and you get new habits where you enjoy the progress so much more than you enjoy the instant gratification. And you're still able, after you see results, to go out there and do stuff like this, where you can enjoy some of the fruits of your labor, but people just tend to do it too early. Right now is not the time, guys. There's too much economic uncertainty. There's too many firsts happening. Nobody has seen an economy that looks like this. And it seems things could easily get much worse before they get better. And so it's very important that you are restraining yourself from those wants and really focusing on the needs, unless you have already exceeded the pace that you wish you were on financially. And once you've done that, get out there, enjoy the lifestyle, and until then, make it a game. Have some fun with it. Turn it into something that you can begin to enjoy doing, as opposed to it feeling like you're giving things up. So your future self is going to thank you, guys. I know these videos can sometimes come across a little bit basic, but I obsess over this stuff. And it's always the reminders to me, like my cat passing, almost dying, and having the costs that come along with his fortunate survival. And from there, being able and willing to just give up on, financial stability is going to be worth far more to you than the splurging on lifestyle inflation, right? When your lifestyle inflates because you're earning more money, what you're going to find is that really the most important purpose that money as a tool can serve is allowing you to be stable in the face of unexpected financial instability. Financial stability and peace of mind, I think, for most people, and I don't mean to gender stereotype, because I am a male that values this at the top of my list too, but it is just feeling safe. I want to feel safe, and I want to feel like I have all my bases covered, so that when something bad happens, it doesn't feel like just another major crisis on top of the problem that's there to try and afford it. So I'm rambling at this point, guys, trying to multitask and remember how I can get back to my Jeep. But I hope you enjoyed the ride today. I think doing these adventure videos with you guys and getting you out in the nature, and boy, I just needed this today. We've gotten very, very little sleep over the last 8 days. It's been a 24/7 monitoring process, just making sure that our little Botex is in good shape and is on his way to a full 100% recovery. So with that in mind, guys, I'm going to be introducing you to the kittens. certainly include some of the videos and photos so far in this video, but can't wait to cut a video where they're in it with me, and you'll meet him after he's feeling a little bit better. But guys, I hope you're having a great day yourselves, and get into your budgets, monitor your spending, and cut out any of the crap that is not serving you, either making you more money because of the cost or an absolute need in your life for survival. That's what you need to focus on. All right, we'll see you on the next one, guys. Until then, keep on cash flowing. Take care. Bye.